Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watts2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Here we go. Week 5 of the NFL season. It is time to make our confidence picks. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at all 14 games on this week's NFL schedule. 4 teams have byes. We're going to attempt to pick the winners of all 14 games and assign our confidence rating from 14 points all the way down to 1 point. So before we get into this week's picks, let's see how we did week 4. It didn't do too badly. We went 11-4. The Dallas-Green Bay game ended in a tie, so by ESPN's rule, that game just gets dropped. It's as if the game was never played. I just don't get a chance at any of those points. So 11-4, 95 points, the same number of points as I had the previous week. That Packer-Cowboy game, I had 15 points on the Packers. So that was a lot of points that I lost out on. I'm sure a lot of other players were in the same situation. For the season, we are 39 up and 24 down, 390 points, continuing that climb. Week after week, we've been increasing our percentile. We're up 11.9% to 73.5%. So as of right now, I'm doing better than about 3/4 of all players. This week, the goal is to get up into the 80s. Little harder to do when you have fewer games on the docket. So let's get into those games right now. Now, the game I've got the most confidence in this week, the team that I'm betting on, is the Detroit Lions. And it's very rare that I'll do this with a road team, but I will in this case. They head to Cincinnati, into the jungle. So we got Lions and we got Tigers. The only thing missing would be the Bears. But Cincinnati is having a major identity crisis without Joe Burrow under center. Denver just embarrassed them on Monday night. It's actually pretty amazing. The Jets were not the most embarrassing performance this past Monday night. That's absolutely stunning. So even though the game is in Cincinnati, I think Detroit is ready to pounce. They got the league's #1 sack percentage at 10%. Their offense is averaging 34.3 points per game. That's the most in the NFL. I don't care what they do inside the stadium. I don't care if they stripe the jungle, make it black, make it orange, make it marigold, make it indigo. I don't care what they do. The Bengals can't run. They can't block. They take penalties. They look like they're in a malaise right now. Give me Detroit on the road. Best bet with my number 14. Number 13, I'm going to Sunday Night Football, another nationally, this will be our first nationally televised game. The Patriots at the Bills. Well, people are really starting to sort of ballyhoo Drake May a little bit after last week's blowout of that just powerhouse team known as the Carolina Panthers. Well, we'll see how much he's really grown when he faces off against Buffalo at Highmark Stadium on Sunday Night Football. Patriots ain't keeping up with the Bills. Give me Buffalo fifth with my number 13. Number 12, the Tennessee Titans at the Arizona Cardinals. I'm taking Arizona. It's hard for me to pick Tennessee against anybody right now. They couldn't even get the football into the red zone against Houston last week. Now you've got Arizona at home with extra rest. Now, I know they're down their top 2 running backs. We might be getting Bam Knight and Michael Carter. It's the ghost of Jets running backs past coming back to haunt me. But I'm picking Arizona, not because I trust them. It's just because I'm just so down on Tennessee, which I'm pretty sure was a country song many years ago. But anyway, now my number 11 game. I'm going to go with the Thursday night game, the San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams, and this is actually my pick in the knockout pool this week, which is pretty surprising. You've got 2 3-1 teams, division opponents. These teams know each other very well. But let's look a little bit closer. The Niners are the absolute walking wounded as they head down to SoCal. You got 2 banged-up quarterbacks in Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, 2 banged-up wide receivers who are out in Pearsall and Jennings, another top wide receiver on the PUP list in Ayuk. You got a rookie struggling to fill in at left guard, no George Kittle, nor Nick Bosa. Brock Purdy is actually confirmed out for this game, so best case scenario, you've got Mac Jones in this game. Yuck. And now the Niners are playing on the road during a short week against a division rival that's beaten them 3 straight times. And that Rams defense, I keep talking about it. They have the 2nd most sacks in the league. Oh, and their offense features a quarterback who is top 5 in both passing yards and touchdowns, as well as now very possibly the best wide receiver in football in Puka Nacua. Give me the Rams, number 11. Number 10, I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Indianapolis Colts. Give me the Colts in this game. The Colts did take their first loss last week versus the aforementioned Rams in LA, but now they're back home against a Raiders team that lost a brutal game to Chicago. Geno Smith threw 3 picks in that game. He has a league-high 7 interceptions for the season. I do believe he'll play better this week, but the Colts are just a better team at home. I'm taking Indianapolis. Number 9, well, let's go to MetLife Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Jets. I'm taking Dallas. Yep, that's right. 5th straight week, I am not picking the Jets to win a game. Dallas has an offense you can't stop, led by Dak Prescott, who's been playing lights out, and they have a defense that can't stop anyone. The Jets, on the other hand, have a sometimes semi-capable offense and a defense that also can't stop anyone or turn the other team over. And until the Jets show that they are not going to make stupid mistakes to beat themselves, I'm not picking them. I'm sorry, I'm not. I haven't picked them to win a game all season, and I'm not about to start now against this high-powered Cowboys offense. Number 8, Monday night, the Kansas City Chiefs in Duval against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I really want to pick the Chiefs and not even think twice about this game. And they look very, very good against Baltimore, but we got to realize Jacksonville is no pushover right now. They have been taking the ball away at a feverish clip 13 times in 4 games. However, Kansas City's offense is tied for the fewest giveaways this season. And for the Jaguars, Trayvon Walker just had wrist surgery. We don't know if he's playing. But the big issue with the Jaguars is offense. They have 30 penalties on offense alone. And Trevor Lawrence is just not playing the way that a generational quarterback should be expected to play. He's completed under 60% of his passes. He has 4 interceptions. His quarterback rating is 75.1, 5th worst in the NFL. The Jags' strength has been their running game, 144 yards per game on the ground, 3rd best in the NFL, most of that coming from Travis Etienne. Under Liam Cohen, hey, his career is looking like it's had a little shot of adrenaline injected into it. And that's probably the concern I do have about this game, is that Kansas City is not stopping the run very well, but the Chiefs need every win they can get, as poorly as they started. Xavier Worthy being back sparked the offense last week. And bottom line, give me Mahomes over Lawrence and Andy Reid over Liam Cohen. I'm taking the Chiefs, number 8. Number 7, well, it should be the Washington Redskins against the San Diego Chargers, but we know how the world works. I'm going to take the Chargers at home to win this game. Now, Washington, they're one of those teams that is not getting traction either way. Win, loss, win, loss. Well, Jane Daniels is cleared. He is expected back for Washington, but San Diego has an outstanding defense. And I think it's going to be a very, very big challenge for Washington, who will not have Terry McLaurin playing wide receiver for them. But on the other side, I am worried about the Chargers defense being able to protect Justin Herbert, being down their top 2 tackles. If they could do that, though, I will say this. Washington's pass defense gives up more yards per completion than any other team in the NFL. Running back Amarian Hampton, he's starting to look like an integral part of that Chargers offense. And the Washington defense, they're allowing over 100 rushing yards per game. I'm taking the Chargers at home. Number 6, the Miami Dolphins at the Carolina Panthers. How much light blue can you have in one place at one time? My God, that's going to be an eyesore. I'm taking Miami. Now, losing Tyreek Hill is a major blow for them, although Darren Waller, he pretty much looked like Gronk, Kelsey, and Kellen Winslow and Antonio Gates rolled into one, thanks to the Jets in that game. But with the Panthers, you just never know. They can look great one week, then terrible the next. I just refuse to believe in Bryce Young still, okay? And their defense, Carolina's defense, has just 2 sacks in 4 games. They allow nearly 5 yards per run. They're averaging under 19 points scored per game. I just think Carolina, they had one very good week against Atlanta, but Carolina is definitely not a team that you could trust. I'm going to go with Miami with my number 6. Number 5, okay, the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm surprised that the majority of people are still picking Baltimore. I'm going with Houston. I cannot believe what a disappointment the Ravens are. I mean, Lamar Jackson, that hamstring, it's going to keep him out most likely for this game. But then again, the real question is, what is the deal with that Ravens defense? It is porous right now. Second most yards allowed, most points allowed. Here's the thing. Houston's really not known for its efficiency on offense, especially with that offensive line, which traded away a starter this week. Okay, C.J. Stroud, God bless him. He is running for his life every game. He's been sacked 10 times already. They did save their season by beating the helpless Titans last week. If this game were being played in Houston, I'd feel very good about the Texans. In Baltimore, I'm thinking it's more of a toss-up, but no Lamar Jackson, no Ronnie Stanley, no Roquan Smith, no Marlon Humphrey, likely no Kyle Hamilton, no victory. Give me Houston for an upset on the road. Number 4, this is, I think, the sneaky good game of the week. The Denver Broncos at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, one of 2 unbeaten teams remaining, though they haven't exactly been blowing teams out. Denver did look pretty good on Monday, albeit against a terrible Cincinnati team that, in my mind, had no desire to be on that field that night. The Denver defense is first in sacks, first in quarterback hits, and first in pressure rate. But here's the thing. That's not the only good defense in this game. I think the Eagles' pass rush can get to Bo Nix. Nix has not looked the same this season as he did last year. I think it's a very, very close game. I'm going to take the Eagles pretty much because they're at home, and they just seem to find ways to win these games. And I guess I'll take Jalen Hurts over Bo Nix also. Number 3, well, down in the Big Easy, we got the New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. Giants riding high, coming off a win in Jackson Dart's debut. Now they face one of 3 teams in the NFL that is still without a win. Now, yes, New Orleans did give Buffalo a battle. I give them credit for that, but that doesn't mean they're going to keep giving teams battles every week. And my thing with Jackson Dart, yes, he won the game. The Giants won the game, but how much did Dart really do passing the ball? What was the signature pass play that really got you excited? Because I didn't see one. The best thing he did was run the ball, but he still doesn't really know how to protect himself. Like he's going headfirst into defenders, and for his sake, I'm worried that could lead to an injury at some point. And now without Malik Neighbors, his job only gets harder. But here's what I think will happen. I think the Giants' pass rush, which is looking better and better, will get to Spencer Rattler. They will rattle Spencer. It was too easy, and that will make the difference. I'm taking the Giants on the road to get their second straight victory. All right, my number 2 game. I have been back and forth on this one. The Minnesota Vikings at the Cleveland Browns. Well, not at the Cleveland Browns. It is versus the Cleveland Browns in England. This is a tough one for me. Minnesota playing their second straight game across the pond. I mean, how much more fish and chips can you eat already, right? But the Browns have a pretty outstanding defense, and it's going up against an injured Vikings offensive line, and it's going up against Carson Wentz. But on the other side, well, here comes 5th-round rookie Dylan Gabriel for Cleveland going against a Brian Flores coach defense. Oh, and Cleveland just signed the immortal Malachi Corley to their active roster. Run the ball relentlessly. That's what I would do if I was Cleveland. The Vikings have allowed the 8th most rushing yards in the NFL this year. The Browns need to do anything they can to take advantage of that and take the pressure off the rookie quarterback. But here's the thing. What are you more confident in? Let's think about this. Are you more confident that a Carson Wentz-led Vikings team is going to make fewer mistakes against Cleveland's defense, or that the Dylan Gabriel-led Browns will make fewer mistakes against the Minnesota defense, which, while struggling against the run, they are second best at generating quarterback pressures? I'm taking Minnesota just because 2 reasons. They got the extra week on the east side of the Atlantic, and I trust Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores as coaches. And then finally, number 1, the game I got the least confidence in, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field. By the way, if you're a Panthers fan, cover your eyes. It's Baker Mayfield against Sam Darnold. That's got to hurt. I'm taking Seattle. Now, the Bucs are coming off a brutal loss. Bucky Irving, last I heard, is in a walking boot. That's as of Thursday night. Mike Evans is out for this game with a hamstring injury. I would think Tampa Bay would be a candidate to bounce back from a tough loss, except they have to go to the Emerald City. The Seahawks have won 3 straight. That defense, I said during my season predictions that I like Seattle to have a really big year. And that defense is a big reason why. They sack quarterbacks. They take footballs away. They're allowing the second fewest points per game at 16.8. The Buccaneers, if you want to look at history, the Buccaneers have not won a game in Seattle since 2009, and I just don't think that drought is going to end this year. All right, that's it. All 14 games, those are my picks. If you got some picks, put them right down there in the comments. I appreciate everybody hanging out. And also be sure to watch in the upcoming days. I got a lot more content coming out. The full preview of Jets versus Cowboys, where we break down the matchups, the stats, the injuries. Got the 5 bold predictions video / score prediction video for Jets versus Cowboys. And if you're a hockey fan, I will be doing season preview videos by this weekend on both the Rangers and the Islanders and the Devils as well. So if you root for any of those teams, you want to check that out. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.